Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Talks to Go. I'm sure you're so sick of us by now. No, I'm kidding. No, I've been enjoying these weekly podcasts with us, taking a little break from our interviews, and it's not on purpose, but I don't mind it. I've been enjoying us chit-chatting. It's been a busy time for a lot of things that we need to discuss. So
Absolutely.
I'm happy to discuss
But fear
them.
not, we will have some guest
Fear not, they're
interviews
coming.
in the coming weeks. So
But-
hang in there if you're missing them.
Yeah, but I'm enjoying this right now. So let's keep it going.
Let's keep the roll
Let's keep it going. A lot has happened in pop culture over the last week in our favorite topic, sports, but also in the world of music. This past weekend was the Grammys, and I know you didn't sit down and watch all of it. I did.
Well, I was preoccupied with a business webinar
Nonetheless.
for the beginning of it.
Nonetheless.
Yeah.
I caught you up to speed
Yes,
where
you
you
did.
needed to be because some of the best performances were in the first half of the Grammys. And overall, just give your what did you think of what was your favorite performance?
Without a doubt, my favorite segment, and I'll call it that,
Yeah.
not a singular performance, but my favorite segment was what I'll call the rapid fire.
Or best new artist medley.
Yeah, the best new artist medley.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Yeah.
I jumped into it because, like I said, I was preoccupied with something else. So I was late to the dance, so to speak. So
we went back and watched it.
I jumped into it at Teddy Swim's performance. I thought it was great. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Overall, I will admit to you, I thought the show went way too long.
Way too long.
I found towards it. It got
dragged.
It got tedious towards the end.
It dragged so bad.
It really did.
And look, it's the Grammys. So obviously it's all about music and they're going to have a bunch of performances, but there was like one too many performers. It went on so long.
Yeah, and you and I have talked about this off pod. I thought there was a missed opportunity. Now, in all fairness, it's very possible that the producers tried to pull this off, and because of
The fires.
no, not the fires, but because of logistics reasons, their inability to get certain artists, they weren't able to do it.
Yeah.
Where I'm going with this is, it was during the Quincy Jones tribute where Stevie Wonder sang "We Are the World," and it was backed up by
Cynthia Erivo and Janelle Monáe.
Right, but I'm just talking about the "We Are the World" segment of that.
Okay.
All right. And he was backed up by a choir of Los Angeles high school kids, and I get that, and that was fine.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying do away with them, but I thought there was an opportunity for it to be really cool if they could have. And I recognize, some of the people who are instrumental in the original "We Are the World" are unfortunately no longer with us.
Yep.
Michael Jackson. I think Ray Charles is no longer with us. But you could have wrangled maybe half a dozen of them. Springsteen, Billy Joel.
And I'm sure they would have done it.
Yeah, I thought that really would have been cool for them to be part of the choir.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for them
with the kids.
With the kids.
Yeah.
I thought that would have been a really, really neat moment. I thought it was going to happen.
Yeah.
I really did.
Yeah.
And when it didn't, I was disappointed.
Yeah, well, with that entire Quincy Jones tribute, obviously he means so much to the music community. So it made sense that they, singled him and created a whole moment for Quincy Jones.
Sure.
That made complete sense. What didn't make sense was some of the artist choices that they picked. Cynthia Erivo, great, completely understandable.
Get it.
Get it.
Got it good.
Understood. Like,
Get it, got it good.
her voice is just so crisp and pure.
She's a unique talent.
And oh my God, just so amazing. And I was saying to my friend while watching it, I was like, oh my God, it would be so amazing if her and Ariana did like a duet to Fly Me to the Moon. But I understand. They didn't want it to be like a Wicked moment,
Right.
whatever. And I think Ariana was not coming to the Grammys anyway. Besides the point, Cynthia was amazing, standalone artist. Then What didn't make sense was when she introduced Lainey Wilson. Lainey Wilson.
Yeah.
Look,
Head scratcher.
I'm not trying to shade Lainey Wilson. I think she's talented. I think she's great at what she does. She's obviously won tons of accolades for her work and whatnot.
But that was what I will call a classic square peg round hole moment. It didn't fit.
Make it make sense.
No.
Make it make sense. It made zero sense. I was so confused why she was part of this tribute, and I don't know, maybe it was because she was nominated, but they could have picked anyone.
Yeah.
And they picked Lainey Wilson. And I was highly confused by that choice. And then afterwards, Stevie Wonder, completely understandable. Love Stevie Wonder. It was fabulous. And then you have Will Smith coming in here. And look, I didn't know how big of a part Quincy Jones played in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but it's like, bro, this moment is not about you, and you're on here spewing an anecdote about yourself. And look, you already have a terrible history at award shows.
Well, at least on a positive side, he didn't slap anyone.
No, he didn't slap anyone.
Yeah.
But like, why are you making this about yourself? Like, if this was a show, a whole show dedicated to Quincy Jones, understandable. Like, everyone can come up on the stage and share their anecdote.
I think the important part about that is that he felt Quincy, like I'm talking about, like I know him, personally, but Quincy Jones, taught him a very important life lesson.
I understand,
and that's what it was. It took a long time to get there.
I understand.
I get it.
I just didn't think it was necessary. I think it would have been just as impactful to have a musical medley and as a nod to him.
What was your overall take on the show?
I thought it was one of the best Grammys.
Okay.
I really did. I thought most of the performances were super solid. Like you said, it went on a little bit too long, but I was really impressed by all of the performances, honestly. Like, Billy and Phineas, they did a really beautiful nod and tribute to LA in their performance, and it was beautiful. And Sabrina, she absolutely killed her performance. Like, it was amazing. Did you see online that her performance was a nod to Goldie Hawn? Goldie Hawn did something very similar to that.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't see it live when it happened Sunday night because I was doing something else, but you showed it to me yesterday.
Yeah.
And what I like about about her is she's self-deprecating.
And she's comedic.
There's a lot of comic elements in her performance, and I like that.
And she included, I went to see her on tour, she loves to do that, make moments for comedic
I like
bits.
it when people don't take themselves too seriously.
And she definitely does not.
And she doesn't.
No.
So for that, kudos to Sabrina.
I mean, she had everything in the kitchen, but the kitchen sink. Everything but
including the
kitchen sink in her performance. I mean, she had comedy, she had wardrobe changes, she had backup dancers, she had
sets that were falling apart,
that were crashing. She had tap dancing. Like, she put everything into that performance, and I think
she's a little dynamo. She is.
I know, and that she's short and sweet and spectacular. She's short and spectacular, and I think if you weren't impressed by Sabrina before or didn't know Sabrina before, you know her now. Like, I just think it was amazing, and I was like, yes, she absolutely slayed that performance.
Okay, the one head scratcher in terms of awards for me.
Yeah.
And
should we move over to the awards?
Look, it's not like I'm not a fan. I'm not into his music, and so I don't know as to whether Kendrick. I'm going to assume he was worthy of the awards that he got.
Yes.
What I'm a little confused about is why he wasn't even nominated then. If he got he got record of the year.
Yes.
Right. Did he get song of the year?
He got record. Well, he swept all of the awards he was nominated for. So he was also nominated. They had a pre-Grammy show where they hand out a lot, like 85 of the smaller awards, and he won all the awards that he was nominated for.
But he did get record of the year,
record and song.
And I would like somebody, and I think I understand the difference. between record of the year and song of the year. I'm assuming record of the year incorporates all of the production values.
Yeah, one is including in like the engineering.
Yeah, and I think that's probably record of the year.
Correct.
Okay. Why he wasn't even nominated then, and you explained it to me, and maybe your explanation is valid.
And I'm just double checking this
Why
right
he wasn't
now.
even nominated for album of the year. It didn't make sense to me.
Okay, this is the reason he wasn't nominated, because last year, and I'm not going to give like my full explanation because, to be honest, a lot of this stuff kind of went way over my head as well, and I'm not necessarily, I didn't get to understand this beef, but there was a huge online beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
And so both of them wrote diss tracks, and Kendrick's absolutely blew up. It like took over the pop culture ether and everyone became obsessed with it. And I think it was released as a single. It wasn't released as part of any album or body of work, and that's why there was no album to be nominated.
Gotcha. Okay.
And
that's a solid explanation.
Yeah, and so I think also this is what people are saying online. Again, this is out of my depth a little bit because I'm more of a pop girly, but I appreciate rap and I do love Kendrick and all of that, but where was I going with this? People were saying that the people at the Grammys really don't like Drake. So they were doing it sort of to spite
You're
Drake.
telling me that even the Grammys are political? Really?
Wow, didn't know.
Jill. Breaking news.
Yeah, the
Yes.
Grammys are,
Wow. Another political body.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
No, I couldn't.
Wow.
But I think a little funny anecdote that a lot of people were bringing up is that obviously Drake is Canadian. You know he's
Yes.
Canadian.
Uh-huh.
And Kendrick just so happened to be wearing a Canadian tuxedo, which is denim on denim.
Oh, okay.
So
that one went right over my head.
Yeah,
okay.
that I didn't think about it then until I saw people talking about that online, and I was like, oh my God, that would be epic.
I know one person who was extremely happy that Kendrick Lamar won, and that's Ari Melber.
Yes.
Right? For those of you who don't know Ari.
Did you see Ari was there? He was at the Grammys.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, Ari was at the Grammys.
He's a host on MSNBC.
Yep.
A lawyer who's big time, and I mean big time, into hip hop, rap, knows every single lyric,
artist,
every
culture,
artist,
the history.
is just amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to have a conversation with him sometime as to how he got into
just to pick his brain.
Just how that all happened for him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, he knows everything about anything.
Unfortunately, he'll never be a guest on Talks to Go because, as far as I know, he doesn't have a daughter. If he does, one who's not old enough. But anyway, I thought what was really interesting about the giving out awards is before every award was given out, it's like, this is the award that was voted off by 13,000. Yeah. Like, why did they have to say that every single time? Unnecessary.
Very unnecessary.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to talk about album of the year.
Okay.
I know you might not think, but this is it's a really big deal. Obviously this year there were so many people who were deserving, and
I think every year that's the case.
No,
I really do.
No,
yeah, you're gonna watch it next year and say, "Wow, a lot of great albums." Yeah,
no, but I think this year specifically, there were so many strong bodies of work that I really liked and appreciated, and that were, and I think what was so special and amazing about this year is like the pop girlies and just women in general were dominating music. Yes, there were men nominated as well, but I think the women really proved themselves in music this past year. Like, all the pop girls came out with an album and they all slayed and were, I hate that I just said that. They were all amazing in their own right. And I think it really could have gone to anyone, but with that, all of these artists have their own fandom. And so people are going to be protective and defensive that their artist didn't win album of the year, which is totally understandable. But obviously there was a lot of discourse online because Beyonce, she is the most decorated Grammy winner in in history, and she had yet to win Album of the Year. And a lot of people were obviously confused by that.
Didn't Jay-Z make a big deal out of that
last year?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Jay-Z won, I think he won the Dr. Dre Award
last
year. And when that happened,
that's when he made that speech.
Correct. He made a speech about why
in support of his wife,
which is understandable. But he also at the same time was like, sort of slightly putting down other artists that they were maybe less deserving of winning certain awards, and that Beyonce doesn't make sense why she's won every single award, yet she has yet to win Album of the Year. Look, understandable. But a lot of people think, the system is rigged, which I understand, and that because of that, he paid out a lot of people for her to win Album of the Year.
You really believe that?
This year?
People believe that?
I'm not believing anything. I'm standing back, and I don't have a particular opinion on that. However, I will say, look, I would have loved Taylor to have won. I'm going to be a little bit biased.
Did she win anything this year?
She won no Grammys.
She got shut out, huh?
Her and Billie Eilish, where they are known to win if they are nominated, they are known to win at least one Grammy, and neither of them won a Grammy.
They brought
this year.
home no hardware.
They brought home no hardware, and look, they're both big Grammy winners in their own right. And as someone who loves Taylor and loved the Tortured Poets department, I would have loved to have seen her win. But, it wasn't her year, and that's okay because it was so strong of what?
No.
You're looking at me.
No. One thing just came to mind. We were talking earlier about individual performances. And again, I didn't see it live on Sunday, but you showed it to me last night. And that is Benson Boone.
I knew you were going to bring him up.
Now, listen, this guy.
He's so good.
If music doesn't work out for him, and apparently
it will.
I think he may have a career in the Olympics as a gymnast.
No, I mean, he's multi-talented, man.
He's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Multi-talented. But there is so much hate online for this guy.
Why?
There's so much hate. They're saying he's a Harry Styles knockoff. That why is he flipping and flopping all over the stage? You cannot tell me that this man is not talented.
I think he's talented.
I'm not saying you.
And I think it's pretty cool. There is somewhat of a slight Talks to Go tie-in with him.
Well, I don't want to bring that up because I don't know what the status is of said relationship.
What are we? I don't think
I don't know. So I'd rather not bring it up.
Okay, fine.
I don't know the current status of said relationship.
So check into it. Maybe we could talk about it next week.
Sure.
Or next time.
But
okay.
I'm a Benson Boone stan. I'm an unapologetic Benson Boone stan. I think he's so talented. I love his music. I don't care if it's oversaturated or whatever. I think he's super talented. And yes, here's a little bit of a hot take, but I think he is a little bit better of a vocalist than Harry Styles.
Okay.
And that is coming from someone who really likes Harry Styles, really appreciates his music, went to his concert and got COVID at his concert. Okay.
Yes,
so
did.
I love Harry Styles, but I think if you're going to look at it objectively, Benson Boone is a little bit better of a vocalist than Harry Styles. Sorry, I said it there. I think he is. And I'm not trying to pit them against one another, but if you're going to objectively look at people's talents, I think that's it. And it might be a little bit of a hot take, but I stand by what I say.
Right.
So
listen, the other thing too is when intersection of sports and pop culture.
Are we done with the Grammys?
No.
Okay, because there's one more thing I want to bring up.
Somewhat of a Grammy tie-in. Okay. You're wearing your Chiefs hat.
Yeah.
Obviously, Taylor.
I got a rep. Yes.
Right. Taylor was there.
Into the fashion.
But Travis was not, and for good reason. He is practicing with the Chiefs.
Yes,
right?
and he had media day the other day.
Is Super Bowl Sunday, right?
And he had media day the other day.
Okay.
So, he was booked and busy.
Right.
He's booked and busy. I mean, I was asking my friend this. I was saying, if they had lost the championship game,
if the Chiefs had lost the AFC Championship against the Bills,
do we think Travis would have been at the Grammys?
Yes, I do. Yeah. Why wouldn't he?
Because Taylor is known for separating, like she's rarely brought a significant other to an award show.
I think this
but I think Travis is a little different.
Yeah, I think this relationship for her has gone to a different level.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think
and you know
what?
There. Travis was at the Grammys in spirit because she was wearing Chiefs red to the Grammys. Yep. She was wearing Chiefs red.
Yes, she was.
And again, people were hating on her outfit.
I thought she looked great.
I loved it.
The little red dress.
The little red dress. And did you see her little T chain?
I heard about that. I didn't see it.
Okay, so she had a little T chain that was dangling off her thigh. And the explanation behind this is that she is a song.
She's chained to Travis.
No. No.
Okay.
There's a couple lyrics in her songs that are written about this. One is on the Tortured Poets Department, and it's in a song called Guilty Sin. And the lyrics are, what if he's written mine on my upper thigh, only in my mind?
Okay.
So obviously it wasn't saying mine, but it had the letter T, which you could say is for Taylor. But no, I think this was a clear saying a nod to Travis. Obviously, she was in all Chiefs red, and she was supporting her mans from afar. And I think it was so sweet. And then when she was coming out to present Country Album of the Year, she was walking out to So High School. So again, a nod to Travis.
I didn't catch that.
Yes. All nods are to Travis. And, you know,
What's the
loved
connection
it.
there? I'm missing that.
So High School?
Yeah.
The song is about Travis.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know that.
No, that's okay.
All right.
That's okay. You're learning.
Yes.
The song is about Travis.
Okay.
The last thing I want to bring up about the Grammys is Doechii.
Yeah.
Doechii, I obviously had heard of her. She's, become super popular through TikTok and whatnot. And her music, her rapping is amazing. And not only that, and you very much were agreeing with me, but her performance.
The choreography was off the charts.
The choreography, the performance, the execution.
I'd love to know if it wasn't her. I'd love to know who the choreographer was. I thought the choreography was brilliant.
There was a video that popped up on my feed of like the creative process of her performance. So I want to, after we're finished recording, I want to go back and watch that because I'm very curious. But no, just everything, the looks, the costumes, the choreography, but just like her as an artist, like she is a true creative artist. And I truly believe, like, I don't know if she choreographed the piece, but I know she had a heavy hand in what she wanted to do creatively on that stage.
And she did blow away Billie Eilish.
What do you mean?
Well, don't you remember?
There was a
cutaway to
Billie was like,
reaction.
Oh my God.
Like, oh wow.
Oh
my God.
Everyone in that crowd was so impressed by her. And I'm sure Doechii was on an absolute high because she had just won Best Rap Album and is the third woman in history to do so, which is absolutely amazing. And I loved her speech. It was beautiful and such a beautiful message. And I'm a true fan of hers now. Like, I'm going to go in and listen to her music and try and memorize her lyrics because they're awesome and amazing. Okay. And Doechii has a new fan.
Cool.
Will admit she's awesome and her style's amazing. Okay. So shout out to Tom Brown.
That puts a wrap on Grammys 2025 for us.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's like anything else. No, I
Should we
think
segue
that's
to
it.
Obsessions?
Obsessions or
Well, we got the Super Bowl coming up.
Yeah, we got
obviously.
the Super Bowl coming up.
So
also this past week they retired Caitlin Clark's jersey. That was really cool.
So number 22 will now hang from the rafters
at Iowa.
At the University of Iowa Fieldhouse.
Yep.
Obsessions?
Obsessions. You can go first.
My obsession combines one of my old-time favorite obsessions, but I've now have altered it a little bit.
Okay.
And that is, for those of you who listen to us on a regular basis,
which we appreciate.
Yeah, absolutely. We love your ears.
Yep.
You know I'm a big fan of Pellegrino in those little green bottles, right? In the glass bottles, glass. Not plastic, but glass.
Yep.
The little, I think they're 6 ounce, or
Yep.
5.3 or something like that. But what I started doing lately, this past week, and I said, why did I do this before? I'll alternate pouring a little either Fox's chocolate You-Bet syrup in and then giving it a little shake.
With the Pellegrino?
Yeah, to make a little chocolate soda. Yeah.
Maybe you should go work at Swig in Utah.
or I've got a little vanilla syrup, and I'll pour that in, give it a little shake.
It's good?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Not my thing.
You know, and I'm embarrassed to say I don't know whether you ever have. Have you ever had a chocolate egg cream?
Yes.
Okay.
I have.
Well, this is the thing.
I don't know if I've had chocolate egg cream, but I've had egg cream.
The thing that this is, well, they're typically chocolate. The thing, obviously, that this is missing is milk.
I'm thinking of eggnog.
No.
Okay.
Chocolate
No,
egg
I've never
cream.
had an egg cream.
Right. Yeah. Shame on you. You got to have an egg cream.
Oof.
Seltzer, chocolate syrup, and a little bit of milk. Obviously, I'm not putting the milk in with the Pellegrino. But, wow.
So good.
I love it.
So good.
I love it.
So good.
Yeah.
No, you would love Swig then, because that's what they do. They mix and
Sodas
match
and,
all these different sodas and creams and syrups and
Yeah.
I think that would be right up your alley.
Okay.
Maybe we should head over to Utah.
Head out to Provo, Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Salt Lake.
Do a little Swig taste test.
I've been to Salt Lake. I love Salt Lake.
I wonder when
The cleanest city in America that I've ever been to is Salt Lake City.
I wonder when Swig.
You can eat off the streets.
Ew. I wonder when Swig was established.
I don't know.
Created. We'll have to do some research on that.
Okay.
So that's your obsession.
That was my obsession.
All right. My obsession, and I was sort of obsessed with it last week, but I'll bring it into this week because I didn't get to talk about it last week. But it's the TV show The Day of the Jackal.
Okay.
With Eddie Redmayne.
Right.
And I was obsessed. Like, it absolutely floored me. It was so captivating, and he was amazing in it. And I know he was nominated, but I feel like it's not getting enough.
Do you think I would like it?
Oh, I think you would really like it.
I will have to check it out.
I think you would really like it. Yeah. And I will say, like, there is a lot of violence in it, but he was, oh my God, he was so amazing. He had to learn like so many different languages, and I don't want to spoil the plot or anything because I went into watching it completely blind and not knowing what it was about. I mean, I knew it was kind of about like an assassin, and you might know more because I think have you heard of the movie?
Yes.
And there's a book too. So I didn't really know anything besides it. He was maybe playing an assassin, and that was about it. But going into it completely blind was the right call because I was floored, and it was amazing. And I feel like it's not getting the full recognition that it deserves. So yeah, I highly recommend watching The Day of the Jackal if you're into that sort of thriller assassin type show. It was amazing. Eddie was amazing. All of the other cast was amazing. And it takes in and around Europe and in London. And if there's going to be any show based in London, I'm already in and I'm hooked. So you got me there at London.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talking of TV, and I don't think we've talked about this. I may have mentioned this series once, and that is Landman.
Oh, is this your non-obsession?
Well, no, this is not an obsession. Finished watching Landman. There were 10 episodes, created by Taylor Sheridan, the same gentleman who created Yellowstone, which we loved.
Yep.
Right? And I liked the first few episodes of Landman. But as the series went on, there were a couple of things that just didn't make sense, and the final episode
was terrible.
Look, I think Billy Bob Thornton is an amazing actor.
Yeah, but this was not it.
But there's a scene. I mean, you talk about gratuitous violence. I mean, I don't know if I should get into the specifics.
No, don't get into the specifics.
But all I'm saying is, anybody who was beaten as badly as he was, physically, first of all, I don't know how he'd be alive.
It's
And
TV, you know. It's
yeah,
TV.
I know, but there's got to be some
Realism.
element of realism.
Yeah.
And for what he quote unquote endured, I don't get it.
It doesn't make sense.
I just don't. So,
well, I'm sorry, but
I'm not going to give a big. I know there's some people, friends of mine who I've seen, have been. I can't say raving about it. I don't think they'd gotten through the entire series, but initially they were gung ho about it. I'd be curious to see how they feel after they watch all 10 episodes.
Well, I told you.
I cannot give it a thumbs up.
I watched the first few episodes with you, and I was anti-Landman from the start. I thought it was terrible. And if you're going to compare it to other works of Taylor Sheridan...
No, you can't compare it to Yellowstone. I'm sorry.
Yellowstone is far superior.
Absolutely.
No, look, Yellowstone has sort of fallen off the wayside, but and we still have to watch the rest of Yellowstone, the second half of the 5th season, but Yellowstone is far superior than Landman.
I agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah, Landman was not it.
Yeah,
I don't
totally
know.
agree.
I don't know how you gave it like more time than it deserved.
After a while, you invest a little bit of time.
Yeah. Then you just
I might as well see, play it out and see where it goes. And he lost me.
Yeah.
He lost me. Sorry, Taylor. Sorry.
Not Taylor Swift, Taylor Sheridan.
No, yeah.
There's a lot of Taylors going around.
Yes.
Okay, I think that about does
so the
it.
next time we speak to you guys,
I'm so nervous.
it will either be the Chiefs or the Eagles. Winning Super Bowl 59.
Oh, and
Jill is picking the Chiefs. I'm going Fly Eagles Fly.
Yeah.
And we'll see where this baby turns out.
Really quickly before we go, I just want to clear one thing up. Last week when we gave our predictions, our scoring predictions.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay.
I want to clear this up.
I mean the final score, not scoring.
The final score predictions.
Right.
I said before I gave my prediction, I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game, and then proceeded to list off a high-scoring game.
31-27, I think, is your final score, right?
Or like 33-27.
Or 33-27,
I don't know,
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, 33-27.
And then, I got a few comments online saying she doesn't know what she's talking about, and that I proceeded to say that it, give them an overall 60-point scoring game. And right as I said, right before that I wasn't going to give a high scoring final score, and then proceeded to say a high scoring final score, I knew that I just contradicted myself. And, then you might come at me and say, well, she was schooled on the internet, blah, 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 blah. No, immediately.
So for you guys who took Jill to task.
I know.
She knows it was a high-scoring game. Okay?
I know I gave it a high score. And you know what? I'm going to say right now, I think it'll be a high-scoring game.
Me too. I've got my finals 38-35, Eagles in overtime. Jill's got Chiefs 33-27. Mm-hmm. And we shall see.
And we're going to put it to bed there.
Yeah.
And on that note, we will find out what the score is this weekend. Go Chiefs.
And enjoy your Super Bowl, everybody.
See ya next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.